Welcome back, YouTube. What is going on? My name is Tayvikes28, and we are back once again here in the Toronto Huskies franchise. And it is about time, right? Well, I had to take a little bit of a hiatus. Still dealing with a little bit of that cough that you heard in the last episode. So if it comes back during this episode, I do apologize. But I decided the last episode wasn't the best necessarily in terms of my side of things. So I decided to take a little bit of a break to try and heal up a little bit. Hopefully this cough won't be as much of an issue in this episode. But if you guys did not get the chance to check out the last video, definitely go do that, because last video we played the Houston Texans in week number 14, and it was a blast. So not gonna lie, I wasn't sure what to expect from that game, to be honest, because last time that we played the Texans before that, we played them close to halftime, and then after halftime they absolutely whipped us. And then here in week 14, they were, number one seed in the AFC. They already had 10 wins on the season, and here we were, trotting in with only, I believe, 2 wins, and probably didn't really expect much necessarily. However, that was not the case here, as your Toronto Huskies came in and mopped the floor with the Houston Texans. Our defense was phenomenal. The Texans offense could not do anything against us in week 14. That's the type of defensive performance that we had been waiting for against a top tier team, and that's exactly what they came out and delivered, was a top tier performance, ironically. And offensively, they did just the same. I mean, I think offensively they put up close to 30 points, at least well into the mid 20s range. I think the defense did end up scoring at least once in that game, if I'm not mistaken, maybe twice. It's been a little bit since I watched that, but definitely go check that out. Week 14 against the Houston Texans, a big win for your Toronto Huskies. Now sitting at 3-10, heading into week 15 against not against but playing against the Oakland Raiders. Your Toronto Huskies will be traveling to Oakland there on the West Coast and hoping to get a win against the 6-7 Raiders and essentially end their season, because if they were able to beat the Raiders, that would effectively end the Raiders' season, dropping them down to 8 losses and out of the playoff race. But more importantly is we have a couple of things we need to address here. We got some upgrades, and we got a breakout player. So let's do those upgrades first. And it looks like it is Jesper Horsted who is getting an upgrade, who's been very good this season. Sneaky good, actually. He's up to a 70 overall. Who knows? Maybe he could be the tight end of the future. He's been playing very well for your Toronto Huskies down the stretch here. And then in week number 14, if you don't remember, we were talking up Jesper Horsted and saying how Delanie Walker wasn't involved much in the offense, and then Delanie Walker comes out and scores not one, I believe it is 2 touchdowns, 2 or 3 on the day. It was a really good performance from him, the veteran Delanie Walker. So now we're going to check out the breakout player here. We have an opportunity for Quincy Williams, our breakout performer from last season, or from that transitional season, I should say. And he has another opportunity here. If he is able to get some sacks, he last week did have, I believe, 2 or 3 sacks in the game. Very good performance from Quincy Williams. If we can get another one like that against this Oakland team, all of a sudden, you're probably going to be looking at a superstar dev player. One of the only ones on this team, if I'm not mistaken. So that would be a huge upgrade for this Toronto defense. But without further ado, real quick before we jump in, let's go ahead and check out the contract situations. Now we're going to wait a little bit on some of these older guys, see what their contracts looks like at the end of the season, and also see if any of them retire, specifically Delanie Walker. And then when it comes to these other guys, more or less we're going to see how we feel about them after the season and their contract, and what exactly we see this team being able to do in free agency and the draft. But I believe that pretty much we're going to hold still right here across the board. Obviously, if Fitzpatrick does not retire this offseason, he will be coming back onto the team. He is the owner, after all. So you can't let that man not be on. You can't have an owner playing for another team. That's just ridiculous. So, all right. Without further ado, though, it is time to jump in here, and we will be playing against the. Well, we won't be playing. If you guys are not familiar to this franchise, what we do here is we go ahead and simulate the games. So we do a slow simulation where we go in and more or less watch the games, and I will commentate over them. And this is a team building exercise. We're trying to build the best possible team and go from the bottom of the depths of the league all the way up to Super Bowl champions at some point. That is the ultimate goal. But in order for us to do that, we need to start winning some games. Obviously, we already do have 3 wins on the season, which is, to be honest, more than I expected. I honestly thought this Huskies team, with the way that the middle part of the season was going, I thought we might only win that 1 game at the early part of the season. Excuse me. But without further ado, here we go. We have your Toronto Huskies traveling over to Oakland to face the Oakland Raiders in this matchup. This is going to be a good one. Playoffs are on the line for the Oakland Raiders. Essentially, if they lose, their season is over. This is very big. Those aren't the commentators. I'm your commentator, TayVikes28. So make sure to hit the subscribe button if you like what you see here today. But more than that, make sure to check back in, obviously, for the off-season in the upcoming weeks and to see how the season ends up for your Toronto Huskies. And I'm going to go ahead and change the speed real quick to slow, and then we will jump ahead to the end of the game. And just like that, here we go. We got the opening kickoff, and the Oakland Raiders are going to be kicking off to your Toronto Huskies. We'll be taking this kickoff from about the 5-yard line, getting out past the 25, breaking a tackle, past the 30 to the 34. Really nice start. That is Ashton Doolin on the return there, and he actually got injured earlier this season. As you see here, though, the starting quarterback, Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's had a decent year, not putting up huge numbers, but they aren't detrimental numbers either. 12 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, so a 2-to-1 ratio, which is nice in terms of protecting the football, but he's just not getting the yardage that we expect some games. And here on first down, you got Fitzpatrick looking over the middle and dropping off to the running back and getting a first down. That's a nice play to start off this drive. It's about 14 or 15 yards there to Patrick Laird out of the backfield, who's been a really nice addition to this offense in terms of he essentially won the starting job during the preseason over the guy who we all expected to start, which was John Kelly. Patrick Laird, though, impressed, and he ended up getting that starting job, and he's done pretty well this season. He's done the most with his opportunities. He's a great pass-catching back, and he's really given an extra element to this offense. Excuse me. And now, as you see here on first down, the Oakland Raiders are able to get a little bit of a push up front and get in there. You see the offensive line, very young offensive line for the Toronto Huskies. And then the playmakers, also mostly young guys. You get a couple of veterans like Delaney Walker, and then you have the veteran at quarterback, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and owner of the Toronto Huskies. And here on second down, we're going to get another handoff up the middle. This one only going for about 1 or 2. And it's going to set up a 3rd and long as we're going to take a look at this Oakland defensive line. You got Max Crosby, the star young player there on the edge, and then you got an interesting crew of linebackers. No standouts here. They brought over Eli Apple. They have Trayvon Mullen, a young cornerback who can hopefully develop into something for Oakland, because right now that Oakland defense, they don't have a lot of playmakers, and they're going to fake the handoff here on 3rd and 9 and going deep, and what a play! Oh my goodness. Ryan Fitzpatrick just throws it up to CeeDee Lamb one-on-one, and he makes a great reception over Trayvon Mullen, the guy we were just talking about. The young corner absolutely gets mossed by CeeDee Lamb here on about a 38-yard grab. Look at that, just one-on-one coverage, and CeeDee Lamb just goes up and makes the play. What a nice play by CeeDee Lamb. Those are the type of things we need to see more of from this offense. We need to see them push the ball down the field because we've had a lot of success when doing so. And here we go on first down. They're going to go ahead and elect to hand this off. And it looks like there's a flag on the field. Could be holding.
Offense.
And that is the case. Holding, that is the wide receiver, Trent Sherfield, who's kind of broken out as a possible slot receiver of the future for Toronto. So now on 1st and 19, they elect to throw to the outside. A nice catch here, there, getting down to the 10-yard line. That's going to be Keontae Bonds, the rookie, with his first reception of the game. Eli Apple was on coverage. And then on second down here, that's going to be a nice run by Patrick Laird, getting up inside the 10-yard line down to the 6, making it 3rd and 3 here. With a bunch set to the left-hand side at the 6-yard line. And they're going to go over the middle, wide open, and that's a touchdown for Toronto. We haven't seen a lot of those this year, but Trent Sherfield finds his way into the end zone for a nice grab. Just a perfect spot, finding the open receiver. That's a veteran type of play from Ryan Fitzpatrick, just standing in there on 3rd down, being patient, finding the guy over the middle once he finds the opening, and that is exactly how they score right there, as we see Trent Sherfield celebrating with his teammates. And Josh Lambo setting up for a extra point here to make the score 7-0, Toronto over Oakland. What a nice opening drive from Toronto to just immediately get right down the football field and score, no problems. They just punch it in. So now this is going to be flipped to the Oakland side, and we're going to have to see, can we continue the great defensive performance from last week from this Toronto defense? Now, a nice kick here from Josh Lambo. That's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. So, as you see, Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders are going to be coming out here. He's putting together a very nice season. 5-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio right there. And closing in on 4,000 yards passing is Derek Carr. He's having a nice season right now. And to be honest, it's going to be tough to shut down that passing offense by the looks of it. No one's really been able to do it this season. And Derek Carr, under pressure, finds a man out there in the flats for a first down. That is 11 yards on the first play of this drive from Derek Carr to none other than Foster Moreau, the tight end. So now Derek Carr is going to drop back and quick throw over here to the right-hand side, and that's going to be complete for about 6 yards if I'm not mistaken. And that's going to set up another second down play here, easily in first down territory here. And all of a sudden, you take a look at this offense, and they have some playmakers. You know, they've got some guys that you'll recognize. You know, Nelson Aguilar, the one that just made that catch, but no huge names. That's the biggest thing. They're doing it with some average talent on the outside of this offense. And looking at this defense, though, you got some young guys, as Tim Settle is currently at the defensive tackle spot because your star defensive player got injured. Mr. Ellis is out for the foreseeable future for this Toronto team. We don't know how long that is going to end up being. There's a possibility that he ends up coming back a little earlier than people expect, but we'll have to keep an eye on that as Josh Jacobs, the young running back for this Oakland team, tries to get the first down there, and it is shut down very quickly just before the line of just before the line to gain, making it 4th and 1. Now this is going to be possible decision time for this Oakland team. Are they going to elect to punt this football away or go for it? And it looks like they're going to be punting this ball away. We'll have to see if they do. They do elect to punt this football away. And a pretty bad punt here by Oakland. They just, I don't know if that came off the side of the punter's foot or what, but goes out of bounds at the 35. And just like that, pretty good field position for Toronto to take over. So you have Ryan Fitzpatrick coming out for his second drive under center here with Patrick Laird in the backfield. And they're going to fake a throw there and end up throwing over the middle to a wide open guy, but he just drops it there. You know, we haven't seen a ton of drops this season from the Toronto receivers, which is good. And here on second down, it's going to be a carry up the middle for about a yard maybe from Patrick Laird. So that's going to set up another third down here. This is good, 3rd and 9. Let's see what Fitzpatrick has up his sleeve. And a quick throw underneath. He gets that ball off just before he gets hit. So a good play from Fitzpatrick to just take what he can get there. And that's essentially giving your guy an opportunity to make a play right there. There's nothing downfield. He drops it off underneath and sees if Patrick Laird can make a play. Unfortunately, he was unable to do so, getting only about 4 yards in the process. But that's going to be a 3 and out for this Toronto offense. And just like that, Oakland's going to have an opportunity to tie this ball game back up. A much better punt here from the Toronto side, although it goes into the end zone for a touchback. That is Matt Hack, the punter, who has been playing pretty well this season for the Toronto Huskies. As you see in the hunt, it won't show them here, but Oakland at 6 and 7, they still are in the hunt right now. They just need to get some wins. They essentially need to win out to have an opportunity, but they still are in the playoff race. If they lose today, though, that will pretty much end their playoff hopes. As we see a run here on first down to Josh Jacobs, getting about 3 yards there, as he almost had a nice hole there, but just before he was able to accelerate, the defender, Terrell Beckwith, the rookie, was able to grab a hold of him and bring him down. So now 2nd and 7 from the 23-yard line. It's going to be another handoff up the middle, and a broken tackle just powering forward is Josh Jacobs, getting down to the 28-yard line, making it 3rd and 2. Derek Carr under center on 3rd and 2. He's going to drop back, though, elect to pass, and find a man wide open over the middle on a little hitch route. It's going to be a nice play from Derek Carr, who is 3 for 3 on the day. That is Darren Waller, the tight end, making the reception. So now it is going to be 1st and 10 from about the 39-yard line, I want to say. Or 34-yard line, excuse me. So that's going to be Derek Carr handing off on first down, and a bad play there by the defense. They do get him down, but unfortunately it looks like it's by the face mask. And that is exactly what they're going to call. That's going to give the offense a free 15 yards, and just like that, they're in plus territory. And this Oakland team is driving now. That's the veteran, actually. I believe Logan Ryan making the mistake. That's not something we see from those veteran type of players that often. As here we go on first down, another handoff. This one to the outside, and a nice little run here, gets about 4 yards inside the 40 to the 39, setting up a 2nd and 5, 5.5 or so. So now with about 2 minutes left in this first quarter, Derek Carr takes this and immediately just throws a bomb over there to the right-hand side. Only about 10 yards downfield maybe, getting out of the 32-yard line, but that's a first down nonetheless. And now all of a sudden, Oakland, under center, is continuing to hand this football off to Josh Jacobs. This time, finally, a play made by the Toronto defense, as Logan Ryan comes up and makes up for that face mask penalty, getting a tackle in the backfield on Josh Jacobs. Now, Jacobs he's known to be more of a powerful type of back. He may not burn you with speed, but Josh Jacobs is a bruising guy. He's going to wear this defense down as the more we get into this game. And another handoff here to Jacobs. This one to the outside, and he gets grabbed about at the 31-yard line from the veteran Josh Bynes making the tackle there. This is going to be 3rd and 9 now. I expect to see a pass here on 3rd and 9, as Derek Carr is in shotgun here, and that's exactly what we look to see here. And a drop-off to Josh Jacobs, but it's incomplete. First incompletion on the day for Derek Carr, as he just throws it out in front, essentially throws it in the dirt in front of Josh Jacobs there out of the backfield. He had an opportunity to possibly get a first down if he were able to get that to him, but instead it's going to set up a field goal here from the 31-yard line, and it looks like that is going to be good. Oakland gets the first points on the board here, and that is Rodrigo Blankenship ex-Indianapolis kicker, making that through with decent distance too. I believe they could have gotten through from another 5 or 10 yards back. And now we have Oakland kicking off to Toronto. Once again, a return here from Ashton Doolin, and this time not as good of a return, getting out to only the 24-yard line here. Pretty good kick coverage there by Oakland. So now we see Patrick Laird coming onto the football field with the offense, and he had a nice game last week. Well over 100 yards. I believe that might be his first or second performance this year with 100 yards. So that's nice to see from him. And that we go ahead and hand this one off not to Patrick Laird but to John Kelly instead on this first down carry. Only getting about 1 yard as this is nearing the end of the first quarter here. And they elect to go ahead and get one more play in, and it's going to be a dump off to Patrick Laird, and he has nowhere to go, getting absolutely stuffed in the backfield for about a 5-yard loss. And that is going to be how we end the first quarter. Huskies on top 7-3 over the Oakland Raiders in Oakland. So here on 3rd and 13, third and very long here for Toronto. They need to get a first down in order to keep this drive rolling, and right now they complete it, but only for about 8 yards short of the first down marker. So now it's 4th and 6. That is Trent Sherfield with his second catch of the day after the first one was a touchdown. This time, unfortunately, not a touchdown. Getting only down, not even to the first down marker, so that's probably going to be another 3 and out from this Toronto team. Hopefully this doesn't end up being a expectation, I guess you could say, from Toronto, because we've seen that this season, and it has not ended well for Toronto. And we have a nice kick coverage here and great punt from Matt Hack. What a play, downing him inside the 20-yard line, as that's going to set up Oakland for a longer field here than expected. So now it is going to be 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. You have a bunch set to the right-hand side, and it's going to be a handoff, though, up the middle. And this is Josh Jacobs having a bunch of room to run there, getting inside the 25 to the 27-yard, or past the 25 to the 27-yard line, I should say. And just like that, Josh Jacobs has this Oakland offense starting off this drive in a positive manner. So now in shotgun with 3 receivers to the left-hand side, but they go ahead and hand it off again, this time getting only about 3 yards. Josh Jacobs averaging about 4 yards a carry right now in this game, which isn't bad. And so now we have 2nd and 6, another handoff up the middle. This is one to Josh Jacobs, who is breaking tackles and getting out to about the 34-yard line. Nice play there, as he just seems, he's such a powerful running back. He just pushes and bowls people over, including his offensive lineman on that play, as he just runs right into the back of him, throwing him on the ground, essentially. So now it is 3rd and 3 from the 34-yard line. It's going to be a pass here. This one over the middle and almost intercepted by the veteran Josh Bynes, who just didn't have the quick enough reaction to get his hands up and catch that ball. He gets essentially hit in the head with the ball, but getting in the passing lane, that is the name of the game after all. As you see, Josh Bynes is unable to make the play, but nice job getting that, not a 3 and out, but as close as you can get here from Toronto. And a punt from Oakland is going to be pushed into the end zone and making a touchback. So Toronto's going to be taking this one over from the 20-yard line. Excuse me. As you see, Patrick Laird is struggling a little bit today, not having the room that we all had hoped for, as last week he had a ton of room out there in Houston. So now you have Ryan Fitzpatrick in the gun here. He's going to elect to do a little draw handoff to Patrick Laird, and just like that, he has doubled his yardage total already with that 8-yard run, getting out to the 28-yard line. And another handoff here. Patrick Laird, though, and having nowhere to go again. Getting back to the line of scrimmage, but that's about it. So now it's going to be 3rd and 2 from the 28-yard line. I'll be interested to see if they try and pass it here or they go back to the run for a 3rd straight time. Fitzpatrick is in the gun with 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. It's going to be a pass here and a quick pass, and that's intercepted, overthrowing the receiver, and that looks like it could be a pick 6, and it is. What a turnaround as you hear the crowd go ballistic. Oakland, that is Eli Apple on the pick 6. Oakland putting up a defensive touchdown as just a little bit of a miscommunication there from the rookie and the veteran, as I think he was expecting the rookie to just keep going downfield, but instead, on that curl route, he just overthrows Keontae Bonds and it goes directly to Eli Apple, who makes the play. And pending the extra point, all of a sudden, we have a huge swing in this game, and Oakland is going to actually have a 3-point lead with about 7.5 minutes to go in this second quarter. Toronto is now behind the ball for the first time in this game, and they're going to have to figure out a way to get some more points on the board. As we see a kickoff here and a touchback. So Toronto will be taking over from the 25-yard line. And hopefully Ryan Fitzpatrick figures out what's going on here, as ironically he only has 2 incompletions. One of them just happened to be a pick 6 though. As we have I formation here on 1st down, and they're going back to the running game after throwing an interception on the last drive, and John Kelly with that carry goes essentially nowhere, making it 2nd and 10 now. And they go back to the running game again, and nowhere to go again. Maybe getting 1 yard is Patrick Laird. This is 3rd and 9 now, 3rd and long, setting up for empty backfield here from Ryan Fitzpatrick, and he has all the time in the world and finds a man down the right-hand side. What a nice play there. I believe that is Trent Sherfield with another play. As he, like I said, he really broke out down the stretch for this Toronto team. We had some injuries to some receivers, including Keontae Bonds, and who stepped up? It was Trent Sherfield who had been stepping up, and that is why he is essentially the slot receiver for this offense moving forward, and also, I believe, earned a new contract. And as you see here, another handoff to Raquel Armstead this time, getting about 5 yards. But yes, as I was saying, you know, Trent Sherfield played well enough that they actually gave him a 2 or 3 year deal, as we see a nice handoff here up the middle. That is actually a delayed handoff to Patrick Laird right there, getting up to the 35-yard line. And Patrick Laird is over 500 yards on the ground this season. Nice stuff from him. All right, empty backfield here as Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to throw over to the middle, or excuse me, left-hand side there, and that is Jesper Horsted, that tight end that I was talking about, how he's been playing really well down the stretch for Toronto. As we see another sighting of him here, getting down to the 25-yard line, setting up a 2nd and inches here. And he's just been quietly productive for this Toronto team. In some of their worst games, one of the few bright spots for this offense was actually Jesper Horsted. So he's been earning himself some more playing time as the season goes on. And now another handoff here, and this one getting stuffed in the backfield. Patrick Laird having nowhere to go. He loses about 2 yards. And so now that's going to set up a 3rd and 2 from the 27-yard line. They need to get past the 25-yard line to get that first down. And if I had to guess, I'm going to say they go ahead and pass it here on 3rd and 2. That seems to be where they've been getting those chunk plays. But we will have to see, as it looks like Fitzpatrick is under center here. layered in the backfield. And they're going to go ahead and elect to hand it off here, actually. And it gets stuffed. Getting only about 1 yard. That is Max Crosby coming in and making the play. So now it's 4th and 1 from the 26-yard line. If I had to take a guess, they're probably just going to go ahead and take the points and tie this game up. As you see Josh Lambo coming on out onto the football field with about 3.5 minutes to go. And it looks like that's going to be a good field goal, putting up another 3 points for Toronto, tying this one 10 apiece. And now Oakland, with about 3.5 minutes to go, has plenty of opportunity to put together a nice, time-consuming drive that gets them down the football field, puts points on the board going into halftime. As we see Oakland returning this one, and they get stuffed by, I believe, yes, that is Joe Giles Harris getting the tackle there on special teams, and it's going to be a pretty tough spot for Oakland, if I had to take a guess, because this is going to be a 77-yard drive if they want to get it into the end zone. They do have 3.5 minutes, so they have plenty of time. You don't have to push the ball down the field, but they are going to go with a pass here on first down, and that is Hunter Renfrow making a man miss and getting out to the 29-yard line. That is a 6-yard reception, making it 2nd and 4 now as they hit 3 minutes to go in the game. A quick pass to the outside, and that just gets absolutely blown up right there. Lucky it wasn't intercepted, as we see Zaire Franklin coming up and making the play. Nice play there. That's going to be a 2-yard loss, making it 3rd and 6. So now with 2.5 minutes to go, it is 3rd and 6 from the 27-yard line, and they are trying to set up a screen pass here, and they get it. First down here for the Oakland Raiders, as you see Josh Jacobs there getting the screen pass and breaking a tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and that allowed him to get that first down yardage that we needed. As you see on the sideline, unhappy. That's the easiest way to put it, as John Gruden's a little upset on the sideline. And you see Josh Jacobs just shrugging off Rasheem Green, the defensive end, who's a pretty big guy, so it's impressive that Josh Jacobs is able to do that. It's now nearing the 2-minute warning here, and it's going to be another quick pass, this one going backwards for about 4 yards. Hunter Renfrow. That's going to lead them to the 2-minute warning. So Oakland's going to probably have to pick up the speed here, as they are only at the 33-yard line. As they go for a pass once again, and another little dump off to the outside and tackled. I believe that is Darren Waller making the catch there. Only getting about 2 yards though. This is 3rd and 12 now. And a quick pass over the middle. This is going to be caught. However, there's a timeout from Toronto as expected. I'm expecting an Oakland punt here and an opportunity for Toronto to take the lead back before halftime. Nice plays here by the defense to give the offense an opportunity to put some points up before the end of the half, as it's going to be going into the end zone for a touchback. So they need to go 80 yards to put a touchdown on the board. They do have 2 timeouts here, as Ryan Fitzpatrick is talking to his receiver CeeDee Lamb here, trying to figure out what they need to do to get this offense rolling here once again. As you see, Fitzpatrick is in the gun to start this drive off, and they're going to pass it over the middle, a quick pass to none other than CeeDee Lamb, who they were just talking to each other. They're going to take that first timeout. This is setting up a 2nd and inches here from about the 30-yard line with 1 minute on the clock in this first half, as Fitzpatrick is going to go over the middle once again, complete, this time for 6 yards and a first down. About 40 seconds to go. They are moving right now. Trent Sherfield with his 4th catch on that last play. They're going to fake the handoff and go deep downfield, and this is going to be caught. And I believe he doesn't quite get out of bounds. He's tackled at the 31-yard line, but that is a great position, putting them in field goal range. It is CeeDee Lamb. As you see, just a great throw here by Ryan Fitzpatrick, and CeeDee Lamb making the most of his opportunities. Now with about 13 seconds to go, the clock is running. Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's under pressure. He's moving around in the pocket. He just throws this one out of bounds. Smart play there by the veteran, making sure not to get sacked, because a sack would essentially put them out of the field goal range if I had to take a guess. So now here, they have one more opportunity, and it's going to be a quick pass here, getting some extra yardage, making an easier field goal here before halftime. With 2 seconds to go, there's a timeout called, and now we expect to see Josh Lambo with a little bit closer field goal opportunity here after that nice play on second down, get some 5 yards, and that is a good field goal from Josh Lambo, giving Toronto the 13-10 lead going into halftime. As you see, the Raiders they're a little disappointed because they need this game. They know that they need this game to keep their season alive. As you see, it just has been all Toronto. But we're going to take a look around the league here at halftime. What's been going on in the other games? We're going to take a travel down to Tennessee. As you see, Ryan Tannehill is unable to beat Matt Stafford, as Matt Stafford doesn't have any interceptions in the game and leads the Lions to a 29-22 victory and the 8th win on the season for the Lions. We're going to go up to Buffalo now in a tight game here. The Browns are up currently 10-7 over the Josh Allen-led Bills. This is a battle for the AFC playoffs right here. 2 7-6 teams. Baker Mayfield not playing great as he's thrown an interception, but he has his team up right now by 10. And now out here in San Francisco, you see the New York Jets at 8-5, leading the 4-9 49ers right now, as Jimmy Garoppolo, though, having a phenomenal game. Both quarterbacks without an incompletion in this game. So this is some really high-level quarterback play out there in San Francisco. However, the Jets lead 7-0. And that is going to wrap up your halftime updates looking around the league. And this, going back to our game, this is a nice game here for Toronto. They've been putting together some drives. They put up some points, and they found the end zone. That's the most important thing. Let's see if they can continue to do that. And more than that, I want to see if this Toronto defense can continually shut down this Oakland offense right now. Because so far, they've been hit or miss. They have forced some 3-and-outs. They've forced some, punts. However, they've allowed Oakland to put up some points. And another quick throw here to the outside to start this drive off. That is Nelson Aguilar with his second catch, going backwards this time, making it 2nd and 12. Toronto, it must have been doing their homework because they haven't allowed any of these short passes to get anywhere close to the line of scrimmage today. So that is really good play by the linebackers and corners on this Toronto team. And just like this, it's going to be 2nd and 12 now from the 23-yard line, as Derek Carr is going to elect to throw here. Quick throw to the outside, and this is out of bounds, actually. An incompletion here from Derek Carr, setting up a 3rd and long with about 10.5 minutes to go in this third quarter, as Derek Carr drops this one off to his running back, but no one around, and that's going to get them the first down. They needed 12, and they got 13 from Josh Jacobs out of the backfield. So now they're down to the 36-yard line with a 1st and 10. And just like that, Oakland has a breath of fresh air. As you see, Nick Needham coming up to try and make the play, but someone should have been down there to cover that flat route. However, no one was within 10 or 15 yards of Josh Jacobs when he caught the football. And we're going back to Josh Jacobs here on 1st down. This time it's going to be about an 7 or 8 yard play here, getting him down to the 43-yard line. This is 2nd and 2 now, with about 9.5 to go. Derek Carr, a high snap here, but it is controlled and handed to Josh Jacobs for a first down carry. Getting out to the 46-yard line. Toronto needs to shut down this offense because they seem to be rolling right now. And a nice play here. We just said that. And look at this. Rasheem Green, it's like he heard us. He makes a play on Josh Jacobs trying to bounce this outside. And he gets off his block and makes a 4-yard tackle for loss. Good play there. Rasheem Green has been up and down this season. He's been able to get to the quarterback a couple of times this year. He's made some plays in the running game. He's been more or less just the quiet, unsung hero on that front four. So now 2nd and 14 here. Derek Carr is going to pass this one over the middle. And as you see, his receiver was slipping. I believe that is Nelson Aguilar. So now it is 3rd and 6. And they're going to try and set up another screen. And this one is going to be complete. And a diving tackle that is missed there. Another first down on a screenplay. That is, I believe, Charles Godfrey, if I'm not mistaken, as Nick Needham once again comes up and makes the tackle, but it's just too late. You see Rasheem Green trying to get out there and make the tackle, is unable to do so. So now it is 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. In plus territory now is Oakland, as they're going to elect another quick screen on the outside, and this one's going to go for a first down and then some, getting out to the 27-yard line. And this is going to be another pass here, and what a play, and that's going to be a touchdown. That is a touchdown for Oakland. That is Darren Waller just taking this quick pass that is on the outside for about 6 or 7 yards and making the most of it. He just turns that upfield and puts on the Jets, and no one is able to catch up to him. That is a touchdown, giving Oakland the lead right now. Pending the extra point, it should be a score of 17-13. As you see, Jalen Thompson just not having the right angle there or the speed to catch up to Darren Waller. And just like that, Oakland takes the lead back 17-13 with about 6 minutes and 50 seconds, give or take, on the clock. So Toronto has plenty of time to just settle down. Their offense doesn't need to feel like they need to hurry anything up here. Make a nice lasting drive, or who knows, maybe we can just get a quick score. That would be nice to see from this Toronto team. As you see, Toronto getting a nice little return here out to the 29-yard line. Ashton Doolin's been doing a pretty good job here today, setting up Toronto with good field position. So this Ryan Fitzpatrick-led offense is going to be coming back out onto the football field, hoping to put some more points on the board. This time they're hoping to get a touchdown. They got a field goal last time, trying to up the ante here. And a nice run here on first down from Patrick Laird, getting close to the 35-yard line, making it 2nd and 4 now. And they're going to fake the screen and go deep over the middle. Unfortunately, that one is broken up by the defense. That is Ryan Fitzpatrick. Nice little play there. They fake the screen and throw it deep. Unfortunately, it was a good play up by the defender to get his hand in there. And this time, a quick throw, and I don't know if the receiver just lost the ball in the sun or what was going on there, because that was just looks like a miscommunication or something on the offensive side of the ball. You see Ryan Fitzpatrick, maybe it was just a bad throw from Fitzpatrick. Either way, that's going to set up a punt here from this Toronto team. Not what they needed at all, as this is going to be almost coffin cornered at the 1-yard line, but instead it rolls into the end zone. Matt Hack having another touchback. And Derek Carr, with only 3 incompletions on the day, is coming out feeling pretty good. They have the lead now. Oakland has made the necessary adjustments at halftime, it seems like, to get their offense rolling. And Derek Carr is going to pass here on first down. Another completion over the middle. That's another first down for this Oakland offense. So 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line as Derek Carr drops back, empty backfield, finds a man over the middle. That is Darren Waller once again getting out to the 38-yard line. 2nd and 2 now from that 38-yard line. And all of a sudden, they are controlling this game, is Oakland. And they're going to elect to pass again, going deep over the middle. And this one is going to be broken up. Nice play there by the safety, the veteran safety, Rashad Jones, getting in there, not allowing the receiver to make the play. So 3rd and 2 now. As you see, a quick throw over the middle, and this one is going to be complete for a first down. That is Hunter Renfrow with his 3rd catch on the day and a first down for Oakland. You know, Derek Carr has yet to really get sacked or hit at all in this game, which I think is a big factor right now. This Oakland offensive line has been doing their job quite well. I think that they're really feeling it up front, missing Frederick Ellis in the middle. So all of a sudden it's going to be a handoff here, and that is Josh Jacobs getting about a yard, maybe 2 on first down, getting out to the 45-yard line. Now it is 2nd and 8. Derek Carr empty backfield here as he's going to throw this one over the middle. Another completion. This time it's Josh Jacobs making the reception, and that should be another Oakland first down. So now in the gun, it's going to be another pass here, and there's going to be a blitz. However, they are able to get the ball off and find an open man. That is Hunter Renfrow inside the 30-yard line, or at the 30-yard line, I should say. What a play there. Toronto elects to send a little bit of a blitz, and unfortunately Hunter Renfrow is able to beat his man. That is, I believe, Rashad Jones, the safety, on coverage. So now in field goal range is Oakland, and they're going to go back to the running game finally, and this is Josh Jacobs spinning out of a tackle and eventually getting brought down at the 22-yard line on an 8-yard carry on first down, making it 2nd and 2. And they go back to the rushing attack again, this time getting inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. Josh Jacobs is continuing to just bowl through this Toronto defense right now. And a low snap, this time a quick handoff to the running back. That's going to get about 4 yards. As Godfrey is the running back there on that first down carry. And now a pass from Derek Carr over the middle, and that is Darren Waller for, I believe, his 5th or 6th catch on the day inside the 5-yard line, and a first down. 1st and goal now from the 3. As we have a man in motion here on the left-hand side, and Derek Carr is going to pass here. And under pressure, Derek Carr finally gets down. That is Ifedi Adenabo getting the sack at the 10-yard line. That's the first sack of the day for Toronto. Adenabo seems to be the only man right now that is getting pressure, and that was solely because of the fact that great coverage on the back end. That was a coverage sack more than anything. All right, now 2nd and goal from the 10-yard line. Looks like they are audibling here, Derek Carr is. And this is going to be a handoff up the middle, and this gets stuffed at about the 9-yard line. Josh Jacobs has nowhere to go. So now it is 3rd and goal with 3 receivers to the right-hand side. And this is actually going to be the end of the 3rd quarter, unable to get the snap off. And just like this, we're heading into the 4th quarter. Oakland in scoring territory and already up 17-13. We'll have to see if Toronto can bend but not break here on 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line. As it's going to be a pass, Derek Carr finds a man, and it is actually a Toronto defender, though, not an Oakland receiver. And this is Rashad Jones, the veteran, coming up and making the play. As Derek Carr is unable to find a man on 3rd and goal, and it looked like he had Hunter Renfrow in the back, but Rashad Jones, the wily veteran, he baited him right there, coming up and making the interception, knowing that Derek Carr was going to see him and try and make that throw. What a play by Rashad Jones. And this Toronto defense giving the offense another opportunity to take the lead with about 11 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Empty backfield here, as it's going to be a quick pass as the receiver falls down on the outside. That's a 3-yard reception. I believe that is CeeDee Lamb who actually fell down. It's now 2nd and 7 from the 23-yard line. You have Fitzpatrick in the gun, and he's going to throw outside, just overthrows his intended target. That is Patrick Laird out of the backfield. So now 3rd and 7 with about 10.5 minutes to go from the 23-yard line. They're going to go ahead and hand this one off. I'm not sure what they were thinking there. Essentially conceding to punt. And it's play calls like this that have really cost Toronto down the stretch in some of these games, because they just elect to go ahead and hand the football off rather than try and get that 1st down. So now it is 4th and 8. Toronto is punting the football back to the Oakland Raiders. And a pretty bad punt here, going out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Matt Hack, not his best work here. So Oakland now set up with another opportunity to drive once again and get some more points on the board. So Derek Carr's in the gun with Josh Jacobs alongside him in the backfield, and that is where the ball goes. Josh Jacobs, though, having very little room to run, getting it out to the 33-yard line, setting up a 2nd and 7 now from the 33, with about 9.5 to go. Derek Carr under center, and he is going to drop back, elect to throw this one, and find a man on the left-hand side. That is going to be wide open as he steps out of bounds. I believe that is Tyrell Williams with the reception. So now Derek Carr finds a quick out on the left-hand side. That is going to be, I believe, Foster Moreau, the number 2 tight end, with about 4 yards on that reception as he steps out at the 49-yard line. And just like this, Oakland is in plus territory, as Derek Carr has all the time in the world, eventually finding a man, but a nice play by the defender to come up and make a hit and force that ball out. That is now 3rd and 6. That's going to be forced after that incompletion, and Derek Carr has a man over the middle, and that is where he goes. That is Darren Waller, getting plenty of extra yardage here inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Darren Waller, he's been a problem, as tight ends have been an issue for Toronto most of this season, as that is his 6th reception for about 72 yards on the day, as well as the touchdown earlier. All right, Oakland is going to have a 1st down with a bunch set to the left-hand side. However, this is going to be a handoff up the middle. An aggressive tackle there, getting him down just before the 1st down marker. 2nd and inches from the 18, but inside the red zone now is Oakland, and they are going to hand this one off up the middle. Doesn't get much, but he does get enough for the 1st down. That is Josh Jacobs getting just enough for the 1st down, barely even getting a yard technically. Now 1st and 10 from the 18, you've got a bunch set again to the left-hand side. This time he goes there for a reception to, or a completion to, I believe that is Darren Waller, the tight end, once again with his 7th reception on the day. Now it is 2nd and 4 from the 12-yard line. Once again, Toronto's going to need to bend but not break. We'll have to see if they can do it again, as last time they were able to force a turnover in the end zone. So now with about 6 minutes to go at the 12-yard line, it's 2nd and 4. Derek Carr is going to pass over the middle, and that goes right through the receiver's hands. Incompletion, making it 3rd and 4 now. Derek Carr is in the gun, and he's going to be passing here. Quick throw to the outside. That's going to be a first down, getting 5 yards when they needed 4. That is the 5th catch for Hunter Renfrow in this game. Not having a ton of yardage, but he's making first down receptions, which is sometimes means more than yardage. As I believe that is the rookie, Richie Branch, coming up to make the tackle. So it's 1st and goal now from the 7-yard line. Once again, they're going to have a goal line stand from Toronto. You got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and under center is Derek Carr. He's going to fake the handoff to the running back, and he's under pressure right now, and he's going to go down at the 13-yard line. That is Quincy Williams with the sack. His 10th sack of the season. So now it is 2nd and goal from the 13-yard line. And just like that, I've noticed a trend. Derek Carr has been getting pressured inside the red zone more than anywhere on the football field. As he was looking and just no one was getting open. Nice plays in the back end to cover those receivers. So now 2nd and goal from the 13. 2 receivers to the right-hand side, 1 to the left. And it's going to be handoff, though, to the running back. And that is Josh Jacobs breaking a tackle, getting down to about the 6-yard line. So now 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Derek Carr is under center, 1 receiver outside to the left, and they're going to fake the handoff this time and throwing it to, obviously, Josh Jacobs out of the backfield. That's going to be a catch, but nowhere to go. It's going to be a goal line stand, assuming Oakland kicks a field goal here. This will end up putting them up 7 points with an opportunity for Toronto to tie the game. What a big play there. That is Jalen Thompson coming up and making the tackle from his safety position. So now 4th and goal from the 6-yard line. It is going to be a field goal that is good. Rodrigo Blankenship hitting another one, making the score 20-13. Oakland over Toronto right now. However, your Toronto Huskies still have an opportunity as they're about to get the football back, down 7 with about 4 minutes to go. This is a pretty good opportunity for Ryan Fitzpatrick to show off what he can do as a veteran quarterback who's been here before. This is his opportunity to win another game for Toronto. All right, we've got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Ryan Fitzpatrick in the gun as he's going to drop back, throw this one quick outside to the running back out of the backfield. That is Patrick Laird with the reception, getting about 3 yards on the first down reception. Now 2nd and 7, we got a bunch set to the left-hand side, and dropping back is Ryan Fitzpatrick, and he looks over to the left-hand side. That is going to be complete, broken tackle, getting out past the 50. That is the veteran Delaney Walker, his 24-yard reception there, his 2nd of the day. And what a big one here. Getting into plus territory is Toronto. What a nice throw there from Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's made some nice ones today. With the exception of that 1 interception earlier today, he has been pretty on point. With about 3 minutes to go, Ryan Fitzpatrick is in the gun once again, and he's going to have a quick throw to the outside. That one is bobbled and almost intercepted. That was a really contested throw there. So now empty backfield for Toronto as Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to drop back, find a man over the right-hand side, but it is dropped. That is Delaney Walker dropping that one. You don't see that from him very often. So now it is 3rd and 10. With all the time in the world, Fitzpatrick is going to find a man eventually getting open down the sideline. That is Delaney Walker making up for the dropped pass by getting another 22-yard reception, if I'm not mistaken. Had to do the math there for a quick second. What a play, though. Standing in the pocket, eventually finding his man and then getting down the sideline. That is Delaney Walker, the veteran, making up for that dropped pass in the last play. So now at the 26-yard line, with 2:48 to go in the game, you have Ryan Fitzpatrick moving around in the pocket, and he is under pressure, and that is going to be a sack for Oakland. That is Carl Nassib sacking him at the 39-yard line, the first sack of the day for Oakland. As you see, there was just no one open downfield here, and Fitzpatrick was waiting for someone to get open, and just no one was there. So now it's 2nd and 22 from the 39-yard line. Clock is running, about 2:15 to go. Empty backfield. A quick throw to the outside. This is going to be complete, but only for about 3 yards. As Patrick Laird. And this is going to be the 2-minute warning now. This is a tough spot because it is going to be 3rd and 19 from the 36-yard line. Empty backfield here for Fitzpatrick, and they are sending a blitz and throwing it deep over the middle, and that is incomplete. Patrick Laird trying to make a play there. The running back deep, ironically. And he goes up and has it in his hands, but it's knocked down by the defender. Good play there by none other than Eli Apple. So now it is 4th and 19. This could be the game for Toronto. 3 receivers to the right-hand side as Ryan Fitzpatrick is throwing it to the left, and one-on-one floats one up there. That is CeeDee Lamb, unable to make the play this time. They were trying to recreate that magic from earlier in the game. This time, though, unable to do so. So now this is essentially a last-ditch effort here for Toronto. They need to force a stop. And a quick throw to the outside, and this looks like it could be nearing a first down. Not quite. As Toronto takes their first timeout, I believe that's going to be a 6 or 7 yard gain on first down. This is 2nd and 4 from the 42. A first down here essentially ends this game, and that is exactly what they get. Josh Jacobs getting the first down into Toronto territory to the 49-yard line. There's a minute 42 to go, 1 timeout left. Toronto essentially is dead in the water at this point. They're going to go ahead and throw it here. Quick throw to the outside. This is going to be complete for about 5 yards. Interesting play call there from Oakland. Final timeout taken by Toronto. So it's going to be a handoff this time, up the middle, first down, and that should end the game here. Josh Jacobs getting over 100 yards on the day. Great performance from him. This Oakland team being, perseverant and more or less keeping their season alive by the thread, by the smallest thread, keeping their season alive. But you know what? They still are alive in the playoff race. Back to 500 as well, barring a miracle here. As Oakland is going to hand this one off to Josh Jacobs, who is doing nothing but protecting the football right now. And looks like they are now in victory formation, and this should end the game here after this kneel down. So Toronto, another hard-fought game here. I truly think that the deciding factor in this one was quite simply not having their best defensive player on the field. The loss of Frederick Ellis is huge for this defense, and you may not have noticed it as much in here, but he commanded these double teams in the middle, which left our edge rushers able to get to the quarterback because they had these one-on-one opportunities, and they were unable to have that type of opportunity today. They were still able to get 1 or 2 sacks, but it just wasn't quite the same So I really think that was the deciding factor here. As you see, though, Toronto going down 13-20 to Oakland in Week 15. A pretty good performance overall, though, from Oakland, considering the fact that they were down their best defensive player. I'm not going to say that it was a terrible performance. I would have liked to see the offense do more in the second half. They had a second half shutout, did Oakland, because they had a nice game plan there on that first drive, and then just everything fell apart. As you see some of these upgrades, Quincy Williams, though, we'll have to see if he got his upgrade and his dev trait, because he did, have at least one sack. I don't know if he had another tackle for loss throughout the game. As we see an upgrade here, he's up to a 79 overall. And now Ifedi Adenabo also getting an upgrade, up to a 72. And let's see here as... Yes, it looks like Quincy Williams is now a superstar on the defensive side of the ball. I believe, we'll have to double check, that might be the first superstar on the defensive side of the ball that we have. Let's take a gander. As you see, no superstars or X factors on the offensive side of the ball. On the defensive side of the ball, we have only one, Quincy Williams. What a great play from Quincy Williams to get that sack in that game. And not only that, but he has really been an integral part of this Toronto defense this season. And I think he's going to be a mainstay for Toronto moving forward. Quincy Williams, really nice stuff from him. And more than that, I want to see if he can develop into a player that we can count on from week to week, to be that huge type of player, that Von Miller-esque type. I think that he could be that type of a player if given the opportunity. So, first ever superstar in the Toronto Huskies, history in general. So, Quincy Williams setting history for the Toronto Huskies. Good stuff from him, and I believe this is going to wrap up this episode. Oakland getting the win over your Toronto Huskies, 20-13. Close game, though. I'll take it. And we're going to go ahead and advance this so you can see what we have in store for next week against the Green Bay Packers. It's going to be a tough game to win there. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers and company, always competitive out there in the NFC North. And they are sitting at 9-5 winning record as expected. So it's going to be another tough one. But maybe we can play a little bit of spoiler here at the end of the season and really ruin the Packers' opportunity to make a deep playoff run. That would be nice, wouldn't it? As a Vikings fan, I would love that. But I believe this wraps up the end of the Week 15 episode. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to tune in next episode to see how the season ends here. Obviously, we got Week 16 against Green Bay, and then in Week 17, we have, once again, the Tennessee Titans, who the Toronto Huskies previously beat. So we'll have to see if we can sweep them this season. But your Toronto Huskies right now sitting at 3-11 and hoping to get that elusive fourth victory to finish out the season here. But without further ado, I will be signing off here. My name is TayBikes28, and I thank you guys for watching. Make sure to tune back in for the off season, which will be coming up in a few episodes. But until then, this will be me signing off. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you for watching.